Hi, this video is to teach you how to solve two equations with two unknowns. You have a problem on your first lab math review, the last problem, which involves this technique. And in general, we use a lot of algebra in physics, and this comes up pretty often. So here we've got two equations, and each of those equations has not just one, but two variables. The two variables here are x and t. And these two equations we need to do, what our goal is to solve for what the value of x is and what the value of t is, these two values that simultaneously satisfy both of these equations. Now there's a number of different ways to do it, but I'm going to show you a certain method here, which is called substitution. So the way this goes is first you select one of the equations. Let me go ahead and take a look at this one, for example. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve for x here first. So if I do this, what do I need to do? I need to go ahead and add 3t to both sides. There we go. And then we end up with x is equal to 3t plus 10. The next step is to take this x value and substitute this in for the x over here. So let's go ahead and do that. So I've got this equation here. For x, I'm going to put in 3t plus 10, and now I've got plus 6t equals 100. Now, because of substitution, we've reduced this to just one variable, t, and we can solve for t. So 3t plus 6t, that gives us 9t, plus 10 equals 100. Let's subtract 10 from both sides. We're going to get 9t is equal to 90. And finally, divide by 9 on both sides, and you're going to find out that t is equal to 10 here. So we just solved for t, which is good. Now the next step here is to solve for x, and you can go back to either of the two original equations and plug in the value of t and you'll solve for x. I'm going to go back to this equation here. So let's go ahead and do that. So now x is equal to 3. What's t? Well, t is this, right? So 3 times 10 plus 10, and x, that's going to be 30 plus 10. That comes out to 40. So these are the two values for x and t that satisfy these equations. You can go and check them by plugging them into the equations. So for example, let's take the first equation here. If I put in the values, 40 minus 3 times 10, what's that equal to? 40 minus 30, that gives us 10. That's correct. Good. Let's check the other one out. Looking at this one now, we'll plug in the values. X is 40 plus 6 times t is 10. Is that going to be equal to 100? Let's see. 40 plus 6 times 10, 40 plus 60, that is 100. All right, so these work. Just something else quickly here. What does this mean in physics? Well, this could mean perhaps that you've got two people running towards each other in a straight line, and they meet at some position x equals 40, at some time t equals 10. Let's go ahead and take a look at what that might look like. So we can actually go graph these two. We can actually go graph these two lines here. These equations are equations of lines, and if we look at these, get my OneNote to do something here for me. Let's see, there we go. Alright, so these are the two equations. We've graphed these guys here. The position x as a function of t, and we see that one equation is the blue line, one equation is the red line, and at exactly t equals 10 seconds, both of these equations are at 40 at 10 seconds. So those are the values that satisfy those two equations.